Hey everyone, we're with Terri Furman. Yes, and another fast casual interview.
Okay.
And this one's neat because you are the anchor of KLBK, right?
Yes, sir.
And you've had been in the industry for a long time, right?
Long time.
And so how'd you get there, and what made you want to do that?
It was what my degree was in college, radio and television. Bachelor of Arts degree in communication, because I like to talk, if, somebody doesn't know me. So communication was big for me, but right before I graduated, I went to my advisor and said, okay, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I have no idea. So I think I'm going to get my emergency teaching certificate. And he was like, no, you'll kill somebody's kids. So do not do that. I was like, okay,
right.
Good point. So I just thought, well, I'll just kind of find my way. And after several years of being out of college, I moved here to Lubbock and found a home over at Buffalo Springs Lake. And so I was their event coordinator, and
Okay.
I did HR, and I did advertising, and put concerts together. So I'm a multitasker.
Right.
So I like that. And it just turned out that I walked into KLBK one day and I was like, do you guys have any job openings? And they were like, are you kidding? I was like, no, I'm fully asking.
Right.
But it was just right place, right time.
Okay.
So
And so prepping up to that, when you were really young, did you want to be on TV or be a part of any of that?
I never thought about it. I really wanted to be a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader.
Oh, yes.
That's what I really wanted to do with my life when I was young. That's all. I mean, I couldn't get past that.
Yes.
But, and then I thought, I wanted to be a pediatrician, and do something with kids. But, God has a way of finding you the right place. And
Yeah.
I accidentally fell into mine, and I'm very fortunate.
Yeah, bless. And so when you, what is the best thing about what you do right now?
Being able to tell people at home what's going on in our community, why it's important to them, why they need to take note of what's happening.
Right.
Whether it's crime in a neighborhood or it's something that's going on downtown with our local government, whatever it is, I want them to know about it. And I want them to know that I care about it just as much as they do, as if they were watching.
Right.
So I try to talk to them like I'm talking to anybody else.
Yes.
So.
And I know there's probably good and bad of what you do.
Oh yes, there's good and bad in everything.
Yeah. So what's the toughest part about being an anchor?
The toughest part for me is being the type A personality that I am. I put my whole heart into whatever it is that I'm doing. So the problem with that is I'm not home as much as I would like to be, because I care about KLBK, I care about our brand, and I care about the people of Lubbock. And so the worst thing for me is I neglect my family more than I should.
Right.
So I try to, remember, focus, stay focused,
Right.
spend time with family.
Because they don't just say, tonight you don't have to be there, right?
Right.
Yeah.
No. They don't go, just take a few days off.
Yeah.
No. TV is 24/7. News is 24/7.
Right. Yeah, I watch a lot of the news and through the day and at night, and how much time do you prep and spend in to be
You
ready?
spend your day. We are typically at work I'm typically there by 1 o'clock. We have our afternoon meeting, and then we dig in and we start working on scripts and
Right.
work with reporters on their stories and finding, Texas news, national news, what would make people care about what they were watching.
Right.
And so we spend, my producer and I spend hours.
So how has the fast speed of the internet and changing worldwide change what you do? Does it make it more easier or more difficult?
Honestly, easier in some senses, harder in others, because when I first started in TV, when I first started, I did the 5, 6, and 10. We would show up at 3:45, 4 o'clock, read through our scripts, go on air.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't, having to spend all this time putting things together. But now that you have social media, you've got Facebook, you've got Instagram, you've got Twitter, you have to be engaged in all these things.
Right.
So you want to make sure that you're engaging the people that maybe aren't watching the newscast themselves, but you want them to know what's going on as well. So it's more work than we've ever done behind the scenes, but I think we're reaching a broader audience.
Okay.
So it's good.
Awesome. So when you are in the public eye, it gives you opportunity to do other things in the community. And I think, what are some of those things you've been able to do that you're like, oh my gosh, this is awesome?
Let's see, I've been a part of Casa of the South Plains because we, as a family, we adopted a little girl.
Oh, wow.
And she had a casa that made a huge difference in our case, that we were able to adopt her. So, I wanted to kind of give back to that organization. So I served on the board for a while. Special Olympics holds a big part of my heart, just because it doesn't matter what the sport is. It doesn't matter what the score is at the end of the game. They're going to help each other up. They're going to congratulate each other, and they're going to teach each other things in the middle of a game.
Right.
And they're going to, high five each other.
Yeah.
And I love that sportsmanship that you don't typically see. Everybody's cheering for everybody.
Yes.
Everybody claps when someone scores, regardless of the team.
That's awesome.
And I like that. I like the inclusion of that.
Right.
So I love being around the athletes. That's one of my favorite things. Very important to me, Literacy Lubbock. Susan G. Koman.
Yes.
Both my mother and grandmother had breast cancer, so that's something I'm passionate about. Just equality. I'm a big part of Life Run. I do some events with them throughout the year. Again, if it's going on in our community, if it has to do with kids, foster a life, you can't name them all.
Yes.
But I like being out in the community, making sure that people are educated about these things that we have right here. The problems are right here. You don't have to go somewhere else for them.
Right.
We've got our own problems. Let's try to solve those here.
Right. That's awesome. So there's a lot of individuals that look at what you do and say, I want to do that.
Right.
How would they get started, or what would you suggest their career path or things going?
Okay. It depends on the route that you want to go, but you got to get a college degree.
Okay.
Okay. Preferably in communication of some sort. There are a lot of great schools now. Tech puts out a lot of great people. South Plains College puts out a lot of great people to tech, as far as TV, that kind of stuff. I suggest that you be outgoing.
Yes.
I suggest that you be humble. I suggest that you are willing to work 12 and 14-hour days.
Yeah.
Be willing to take criticism, because starting out, we all have to learn. I learn something new every day. So be willing to learn something and be critiqued, because we want you to be better.
Yeah.
So as old guys, we want the younger kids, we want them to be better so that they can move to other markets.
Right.
Because that's our job, is to
Right.
help them succeed. Talk to a local television station when you get to the point of shadowing, to kind of see what somebody does throughout the day.
Okay.
Or whether it's going to the TV station and signing up for an actual formal internship
Right.
through the school. You can do that as well. Always willing to answer questions. I've met some great kids, that's what they really want to do, and they're kind of pursuing it. So we'll see.
Awesome. Well, that's all. I love what you do, and you're making a difference in our community, and I appreciate that. So any words you live by, quotes or final words of wisdom that you live your life by?
Something my granddad, it has it on my grandparents' tombstone, I may not pass this way again. Anything that I do or see, let me do it, because I may never pass this way again.
Oh, I got chill bumps. That's awesome.
That's something that, it was powerful and it means something.
Yes.
So
Awesome.
you never know.
Well, thank you for spending time and eating your lunch with me. Healthy meals to go.
Yes, of course, my smoothie.
Yes, and thank you for all you do. Appreciate you.
Oh, you're
all
welcome,
right,
David.
all right.
Thanks for
God
having
bless.
me.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
All right.